the whole internet, the left and the right, are just absolutely reeling and going back and forth over this horrifically racist post that Donald Trump made this morning. I'm not going to actually play the video because it's really fucking racist. So it is a little bit less than a minute long, I think. And there's a flash partway through the video that shows a meme of the Obamas and portrays them as monkeys. It's just like, it's so fucking racist, so overtly, shamelessly racist. So much so that Republicans, MAGA, so many pundits and elected officials on the right are rightfully horrified by it and immediately started making excuses. Oh, Donald Trump must not have posted this. It must have been one of his aides. It was a mistake. Initially, KKK Caroline tried to defend it, and then they took it down. And it's been all of this scrambling and back and forth all day long. And I've been watching all of this happen. And then, decent, sane people over here have been saying like, oh, well, this makes sense. It's Black History Month. And it makes even more sense in light of the fact that everybody hates Melania. Nobody wanted to go see her documentary. It's an absolute bomb. And everybody loves Michelle Obama. People love to listen to her podcast. A bunch of people were watching her documentary in protest over the past weekend. And Donald Trump can't handle that, right? Because a narcissistic injury includes anybody that's in his circle and attached to him. And so that includes people disapproving of Melania. So my own personal take was, well, of course he did this. This was a temper tantrum, right? This flashing of this meme was a temper tantrum because he's big mad that nobody wanted to watch Melania's documentary and that his wife is despised because she is a collaborator and a supporter and she benefits. She's a fucking fascist and people like Michelle Obama. It's not any more sophisticated than that, I think. So I declined to talk about this story earlier today when it first broke because I thought like, oh, there's gonna be fallout from this. This is going to develop into something much bigger. And maybe we should just wait and see where this story leads. I know there's a lot of social media creators who just do like breaking news, this just in, and then you don't really get the full picture, right? And so we got the outrage this morning. We got the defensive-ness from Trump officials. And you know what? If we just waited a little bit, there's so much more to this story. And throughout the day, we've just seen it grow and grow and unfold more and more. So I thought I would just put together a little compilation so that you can get a better picture, right? These clips tell the story of what has developed as a result of Donald Trump posting the most racist fucking shit, totally unashamed to do so. And the way various factions in the United States have responded to that. And boy, there's an awful lot of conservative pundits who look really silly now here at 9:45 at night. Okay, so here we go.
Claims are being made once again that President Donald Trump is a racist, but here's the truth about the video that Trump shared on Truth Social, wherein there was a portion of it that showed former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama superimposed over a couple of apes. Here's the truth. First off, let me show you the actual video, not the selective edited portion that you've probably been seeing online put up by the radical left. So here's the video in question. Now, as you can see, it's about a minute long. We're about 53 seconds in. This entire video up until this point had basically been reporting on how 2020 might have been a stolen election. You get to about the 56-second mark in the video, and this happens. Watch.
Spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
So first off, whoever posted the original video talking about a potential stolen election in 2020 should have previewed the entire video. It's clearly a setup. It's been deleted off of Truth Social, and that's a good thing.
Initially, KKK Caroline issued a statement saying, "This is from an internet meme video depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. Please stop the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American people."
But, it's not just Democrats. There are Republican senators, Pete Ricketts, others saying, look, we understand it was this, but the president should just come out and apologize for it and say, look, this was a mistake. Sorry if it offended anyone. Why not?
Well, look, I won't get ahead of the president, Laura, and he may be speaking with the press later today, but he did take down the post. And again, this is merely a distraction for the fake news media from Trump or X last night, from the fact that this week it was revealed 0 illegal aliens were released into our country again for 9 months in a row, another historic achievement of this administration. The fight extremely hard here every single day to get the fake news media to pay attention to the wins and the achievements that I see this president firsthand working around the clock to accomplish and to deliver on behalf of this great country, which he loves so much.
But I don't think that posting a video where there's 1 second where he likely didn't even see that part is the same or equivocal. And I don't think that you can say that he's racist because of one of 30 Truth Social posts that he posted last night.
But I don't think it's just the Truth Social post. I mean, it's definitely not just the Truth Social post.
The point is this, is that we won't show it, and I respect that, and I agree with that decision. But people are going to see it. This ad is going to be replayed in every single one of the House and Senate races going into these midterms. First thing that came to my mind after I got over the shock of this is, oh my goodness, you can kiss the midterms goodbye. This is going to be something that is going to be seen again and again and again.
MAGA Republican Tim Scott was initially really concerned. He says, praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The president should remove it. Please note that Donald Trump will address this response in the next clip I'm about to show you.
So, do you have any questions, John?
Mr. President, the media post that you took down earlier today, the White House says that a staffer sent it. Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
No, I looked at it. I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud, and I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we did it. You know, but that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, and I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. And they had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on the Lion King, and certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it, and probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff on the Lion King, and a lot of people were covered on in different positions. So, but I spoke to Tim Scott. He was great. Tim is a great guy. He understood that 100%.
And in response to this, Asha Rangappa said it's a loyalty test. It's always a loyalty test. And every time Republicans feign ignorance or hem and haw, it gives him the green light to go even further. Yep, I agree. I completely agree. He's shameless on purpose, and he's watching to see who does and does not call him out so that he can get an estimation, an accurate representation of who is loyal to him, who will let him cross any line and not hold him.
I think that as a person with eyes and ears, I'm not surprised that this is who Donald Trump is, but this is the problem, is that every time he does something that signifies racism, that signifies being a racist, the goalpost moves. It's, oh, we shouldn't have been 30. Let me tell you why people can come to the conclusion about his racist behaviors. Because in the 70s, when he discriminated against black people in housing, that was racist. In the 80s and 90s, when he called for the execution of the Central Park Five, only for them to be exonerated because they did not commit the crime against a white woman, reflecting what Abby talked in her opening segment, that was a racist. And even after they were exonerated, he still called for them to be prosecuted. That is racist behavior. When he ran for the first term, he birthed his career off of demonizing a black man and saying he wasn't American and that he wasn't one of us. In his actual first term, he called African countries shithole and asshole countries. And then most recently, he posts monkeys. He said they were eating the cats and dogs. I don't have to take 1 second of a video that he says he does not, he did not see. Problematic, point blank, period, should be enough, but it's a history of it. So what are we supposed to say? Oh, just keep moving the goalposts until we're literally in the depths of hell? No. His behavior is his behavior. And at one point in time, over the last 4 weeks, let's just say the last 4 weeks, children will look and say, and I think they will refer this time period to the time period when little black kids walked into segregated schools and there were people screaming at them, calling the most obscene words possible. And I just plead with people, you don't want to be those people that wanted to stop segregation. You have to stand in the gap and call a right and a wrong, and you can still support his policies, but you cannot support that behavior.
So what do you think of that? Because I think for Donald Trump's racist followers, this is not going to be a bridge too far. This is not going to be something that upsets them. It's going to be something that they're glad to see the president of the United States normalizing and broadcasting. But I do wonder if for Black Republicans in particular, and, you know, a whole chunk of more moderate conservatives, if this is going to be something that causes enough sufficient outrage, if this is going to be something that, like Trump's former staffer who said earlier, really tanks Republicans in the midterms if they don't stand up and speak out against this. What do you think Republicans are going to do? Are they going to pass Donald Trump's loyalty test? Is there anything that's going to make them break off? Is there anything that's going to be a deal breaker for them?